Hello and welcome to my new YouTube video. Today I decided, because it's such a beautiful weather in London, which doesn't happen very often, it's the right time to shoot a video while walking in the park. Traveling to 48 out of 195 countries, I've had loads of situations where my things were going missing. And as much as it's not a nice feeling at all, there are ways to avoid it and prepare for the worst. So I want to share with you my stories so that maybe you can learn from them and are more prepared than I was in those situations. Let's go! I should have gotten robbed even more. I should have gotten kidnapped or something. Go into a public bathroom, hide away and get it out. They know that you're a gringo and they're coming for you. Sorry thieves, you didn't get much from it at all. That didn't feel good at all. However, I'm not afraid. I'm a Muay Thai fighter. I went there and obviously I didn't find anything. It's just a fake address. Believe me, they need some cleaning. It's super dirty on the street. They were 5 minutes away from the bus, just chilling on the side, smoking a ciggy. I've made that mistake myself a couple of times and I've regretted it every single one. You're gonna lose it, man. I promise. The first story that I wanted to share happened on my first solo trip when I was traveling Detroit. Yes, you heard it right, Detroit. I decided to go to Detroit on my first solo trip only because I was on my way back from Canada to Indianapolis in the US, where I was studying at the time. And in Detroit, as soon as I arrived, I was lucky enough to meet a local woman who was showing me around the whole day, who took care of me. I cannot say for sure if I would have made it out if not for her, to be honest, because I was a super tourist and you could read it on my face that I was a tourist, and I should have gotten robbed even more. I should have gotten kidnapped or something, but luckily nothing happened. So the story goes, we were taking the metro and we jumped over the fence. It's not called the fence, but you know what I mean. She told me, like, if you don't jump the fence, you've never been to Detroit. Remember that as well. So we jump, we get into the metro, and then I got my umbrella taken away from me. I didn't even realize it, but when I got out, I wanted to wait for a couple of minutes for the metro to come back, because it's not even an underground, it's an overground. It's like 3 floors over the ground in Detroit. And I wanted to wait for it to come back. I was sure that I'm gonna see it in someone's hands and I can, like, take it back. That's what you do in a safe place. But the same second I suggested that, she looked me right in the eye and she said, "Violeta, even if you see this umbrella of yours in anyone else's hands today, don't you ever mention it being your umbrella, because people here can kill for it and could also do many other worse things." And now on to the second story, which is just a little bit sadder. So I was in Barcelona, in Barceloneta, on the beach at like 2 a.m. I was with my friend and I just left my bag next to my friend for like literally less than a minute. I went to put my feet into the water, and then as soon as I came back I realized that my bag is not there anymore. And what I had in that bag was my phone, my passport, my cards, basically everything that is the most important when you travel. You name it, it was in there. However, I didn't panic. I was really calm. I just went to the police the next day. I filed a report. I knew that nothing is gonna get found. That was obvious. However, just being with my friend helped me a lot, and also because I had another passport in my apartment, that was a little bit easier. I was able to travel. I went back to London. I got a new phone. I got my bank cards. So it was all good in the end. And be mindful that in some of the most touristy places like Barcelona, these people that are stealing, they are professionals. On the next day, my phone was not even on my iCloud. How did they do it? Nobody knows, but they are professionals. So prepare and think about it before you go there to get robbed. And And the next story, that is the saddest one of them all, was when I was in São Paulo traveling. I was already a month in Brazil after the carnival. At the carnival I never took the phone with me. I was just keeping my card with me all the time because you could pay by card everywhere. But my phone was always in the hotel because I knew what can happen and I knew where I was. I knew how dangerous Brazil is for robberies. And not only, even though I was already a very well experienced traveler, I took my phone out for literally 1 minute to find the bus station, because the central bus station in São Paulo was nowhere to be found and people could not help me because they didn't really speak much English, so which is okay. And I got my phone out for a second, and the same second you'd get anything out such as a phone, the thieves, they see you from a kilometer. They know that you're a gringo and they're coming for you. So there was this guy, he came from behind and he took my phone out of my hand. That was super painful. You know why? Because there was 1,000, a billion people around me and nobody even reacted, only for the reason that they were afraid for their own lives, because these thieves usually either have knives on them or even guns. Fair enough. However, the feeling that I had inside was the worst that I've ever experienced. I felt the most alone in the whole world and I felt like there was no help coming, and there wasn't much coming either because I was on a solo trip. And also, even when you need your phone, you need to get it out for that 1 second and you know that you shouldn't, please go into a public bathroom, hide away and get it out, because otherwise it's gonna get stolen and you're gonna say goodbye to all of your pictures that you didn't save. I'm telling you from experience. And then the next story happened while I was at the festival in Budapest last year. I went to the Széchenyi baths in the city center and I left my flip-flops and little purse on the towel while I went into the pool. I came back, there was no flip-flops, my lovely Havaianas that I bought in Brazil were gone. I was so pissed, but also my bag. And because I already knew how to prepare for this kind of stories, for this kind of situations, I didn't actually have anything in that bag except for a pair of AirPods, a bank card from Moldova that literally had less than €1 on it, and sorry thieves, you didn't get much from it at all. But then also the most important thing that got stolen on the day were the flip-flops. And even this story, there is such a beautiful lesson from it for me, because when I lost the flip-flops and my bag, I was looking lost. I was looking everywhere for them. I was trying to ask people as well, and there was this beautiful Israeli family that saw me like a lost chicken running around, and they came to me, they approached me, and now I have a lifelong beautiful friendship with a family from Israel, where I could go anytime I want, maybe in the future, and visit. And now, while I'm walking under this beautiful bridge, I'm thinking about the last story. Get ready for it, that is heavy, because it's about my 20 kilograms of luggage getting stolen in Naples, in Italy. And honestly, nothing could have prepared me for it. I always knew Naples is an unsafe place, but not like that, because I had everything in that bag, everything that I was bringing with me from my 10 months Southeast Asian trip. I was bringing gifts, I had all of my clothes in there, all of my personal belongings, all of my valuable items such as passports. Why didn't I take them with me in the bus? Nobody knows. Also, I had my AirPods in there, I had my journals that I was journaling in for the last 10 months that I was traveling. Then I thought also I had my GoPro in there, the one that I'm shooting on right now. So luckily I just moved it like 2 minutes before that, before putting it onto the boot of the bus. And also my laptop was in a different bag. Luckily, my phone was on me as well, but the rest of the things got stolen. So what happened was I took a Flixbus from Rome to Napoli, and I put my big 20 kilos luggage into the boot of the bus, of a Flixbus, and as soon as I got out of Napoli, it wasn't there anymore. So what do you do in that situation? I don't really know. But what I did, because I was with my friend, she had her card in there, and as soon as the bag got stolen, after like 5 minutes, someone tried, obviously the thief, tried to take money out of the card, and they were successful. They took like 180 euros, around that. And I decided to go and find them. So I went into the neighborhoods of Napoli. That was not safe at all, that didn't feel good at all. However, I'm not afraid, I'm a Muay Thai fighter. I went there and obviously I didn't find anything. It's just a fake address that has been prepared for the thieves to get money out of bank cards that they're stealing. But then I was lucky enough to find a guy from Gambia who the next morning at 5 a.m. was ready to come with me onto the streets to try to find some belongings of mine. We went at 5 a.m. However, even the mafia of like running the people who are stealing from the tourists in Napoli said that those people that are stealing from the booths of the buses are the worst kind of mafia. They're not even part of them. They are just the lowest rank of thieves. Then I was walking around and there was the cleaning machine that was cleaning the streets of Napoli. Believe me, they need some cleaning. It's super dirty on the streets. And as soon as I told them that my documents got stolen, they handed me a whole bunch of documents, like 20 of them. And I was looking through those IDs. There was none of mine. And they just told me, oh, that's just what we found in the last 30 minutes. So imagine how many people are like losing their things in that place. Be ready. Napoli is a scary place. The next day I went and filed a police report. Again, I knew that nothing is gonna get found. However, there was one of my passports found 2 days after that next to a private post office, and the beautiful Georgian woman who found them has sent them to me by post to Rome, and I was able to travel. However, nothing else has been found, and if you ever find my journal being posted as a book of my travels to Southeast Asia, please let me know. I'm curious as well to see what I wrote in those journals. I'm still in discussions with Flixbus if they're gonna pay me some compensation for the things that that were stolen from me, because I believe the drivers were partially responsible for what happened, because when the bag got stolen, they were 5 minutes away from the bus, just chilling on the side, smoking a ciggy, while the thieves, were doing their job. So I have no idea, maybe they were actually even paid to be somewhere on the side, to just not look at it and pretend they didn't even know about it. So let's see, I hope Flixbus is gonna do something about it, but if not, then wait, there is another video coming. And now onto the lessons from all of these things that got stolen from me. The first one would be let go of things that you cannot control. Sometimes things are gonna happen, and if you hold on to the pain too much and for too long, you're just gonna be suffering for no reason. Because some battles are just not worth fighting, and you have to choose them wisely and keep your nerves for better days to come. The next lesson would be, when things go wrong, please find your peace and stay calm, because that's exactly what you need to do to get over this complicated situation. If you're gonna panic, if you're gonna start crying, it's not gonna help, because you're just not gonna sort anything out. You're gonna stress yourself out and feel like there is nothing to do about it, feel like there is no solution. But there is always a solution. You just need to be calm to find it. Lesson number 3. Always be open to unexpected kindness, because there's so many good people in this world, there's so many more good people in this world than bad people, that you're always going to be able to find help. So just look for it and you're going to see kindness around you. You're not alone. Lesson number 4. Always have a backup plan, whether it's keeping digital copies of your documents or having a couple of bank cards when you go traveling, not just one, because you're for sure gonna lose it or it's gonna get stolen. And also knowing where the closest embassy to you is, just in case. Research, is there an embassy in this country where I'm going right now? Is there no embassy? You need to know, because it's important. Lesson number 5, keep your valuables close. And believe me, There is not enough time I can repeat that, because I've made that mistake myself a couple of times and I've regretted it every single one. But just having a little bag, a little pouch on the side where you keep your documents, where you keep your bank cards, your phone, maybe your camera, maybe your laptop somewhere close to you, but please just don't leave it on any boot of any bus, and don't leave it on the side ever. Even if you go to the beach and you think that you're going into the water for 1 second, you're gonna lose it, man. I promise. Lesson number 6. Don't rely solely on technology, because technology can very easily get stolen. And then what do? So try to always keep in mind where you live. Remember the name of the hostel or the hotel, or even the address if you can. Remember the important numbers, even of your parents if you need to call them, and so on. So just get ready to not have technology on hand sometimes. Another very important lesson is to trust your gut feeling and trust your instinct, because usually it's telling us when we're not in a safe place, or if something is gonna happen to us on that trip. So for example, on the trip to Napoli, just before I got onto that bus where I put my bag into the boot, everything was going wrong. We missed the bus stop, we were on the other side of the city, we could not find the right bus, it was all a chaos, and everything was telling us, just don't leave, don't go. And no, we made it, and then that's what happened. So, lesson, trust your instincts. Another lesson is expect the unexpected, because anything can happen to you and there is no expectation that everything is gonna go well. If you have that expectation, I'm sorry, but you're very and very naive, because travel always has ups and downs. You just have to be ready for when the unexpected comes. Lesson number, I don't remember anymore, but minimize the value of material things, because they're always gonna get stolen, lost, forgotten in the hostel or something. But you are there for the memories you're creating and not for those things that you're carrying back with you. And another lesson from this one would be always be mindful of your surroundings. Look around when you get your phone out. Be ready that if you are a traveler, things are gonna happen and you're gonna get in trouble and things are gonna get robbed. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth. Just be mindful of it and be ready to adapt. Another one, but not the least important, is invest in travel insurance. I've not done it many times in my life, but when I have, it really helped me. So I really, really support the idea. When you have the money, of course. If you don't, then And the last one, but the most important one, I would say, is stay positive and laugh it off, because anyways, for you it's gonna be in a couple of years just a story that happened to you. You're gonna remember it only laughing about it, so why not laugh about it in the moment as well? Thank you for sticking with me through these lessons and my funny stories and not so funny in the moment when they happen. Hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you have taken away some lessons from it. And if you have, please leave a comment and subscribe. Otherwise, I wish you an amazing day and amazing travels wherever you wouldn't go. Just remember, it's all about the journey and not about the destination. So whatever happens on the journey, enjoy it.